Hello, Leo. Welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. My name is Paul. Thank you so much for letting me read for you. If Leo is your sun, moon, or rising sign, this is your tarot card reading. Remember to hit the like button, leave a comment, consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. If there is anything you would like me to pray over, or meditate upon, or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Now, this is going to be a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger, and I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I might provide. And remember, Leo, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. 9 of Cups, look at that. Beautiful energy. Happiness. It's the happiness that keeps on happening, the dream that keeps on dreaming, the wish that keeps on wishing, right? It is the pursuit of our happiness. It is the following of our bliss. This is living a life that is abundant, that is meaningful physically, financially, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, creatively. You've got goals. You've got heart. You know what kind of life you want. Now, maybe this means you don't know exactly the details or the plan. You don't have the actual object in mind. You know what kind of life you want to live. You're somebody, I think, with an intense optimism. Sometimes we're optimism when things just couldn't get any worse, and we think tomorrow's got to be a better day, right? I think even in the midst of hardship, you maintain a very positive attitude. You understand the power and the magnetism that you have as a human being. When you focus on something, when there's something in your heart or something that concentrated in your mind, it's going to come to you. Okay, law of attraction sort of stuff. And this card is really about you staying positive and keep that wish alive. Keep it going. This is the card of happiness. And I feel that right now, for some reason, you're not always an optimist. Sometimes you can get a little pessimistic. We all can. Sometimes we get down in the dumps. Sometimes we get into a rut. I think you're very hopeful right now. I think you can sense that something amazing is coming into your life. This card is the realization that there are multiple levels to our happiness. It's not just, if I just had the financial stability, I'd be happy. Well, yes, that's part of it. That is one level here. I also would like some physical stability, physical health. I want good, strong relationships. I want loving, supportive relationships. I want intimacy. I want deep bonds with people. I want to feel useful in the world. I want to feel creative. All of these things. You want to feel connected with spirit, with source, whatever you believe in. There's a lot of good stuff here. Now, let's see how this is coming into your life. All right. We're going to use the Dove and Serpent spread. Next card. Look at that. The realization, I think, of all of these cups. The Sun card. The Four of Swords. Okay. Prince of Swords, all right. And we've got the Pressure Cooker, the Art or Temperance card, and a Two of Swords. A lot of swords energy. You're really, you're being cradled by this air energy, right? And I think that I feel like there's sort of like almost a decision you feel you need to make, or there's some sort of action you feel that you need to take. And we kind of go from this uncertainty to now this quiet, taking a break from the thinking, and then I think the answer reveals itself to you, okay? Because I feel that's sort of an underlying current here for you. Is there something you're trying to figure out? There's some sort of, maybe it's like trying to figure out the next move, or even really with the Pressure Cooker and the Four of Swords, kind of asking ourselves, should I stay a little bit longer? Am I done cooking? Should I get out of the Pressure Cooker? Or do I need to hold here a little bit longer to get the success, it's kind of like if you stay too long, you're going to ruin it. But if you quit too early, you're going to leave a lot of money on the table, that sort of thing. And well, maybe, we can think of it like you're baking something in the oven, You take it out too soon, it's going to be undercooked. You leave it in too long, it's going to be ruined, burned, not going to like it, right? So I think there's a sense of timing here. Yeah. Let's keep going. We've got 8 of Pentacles. Look at that. It's perfectly done. It's perfectly well cooked. Not too much, not too little. 7 of Wands, a 4 of Wands, and yes, and the Death card at the end. Beautiful. The Death card is really, it's a great card, especially to get at the end of the reading. It sort of is, it's talking about, one, the solution to this issue, that this is a situation you're in now that's going to wrap up. And it's going to push you along your path. You're going to continue this evolution of your life. With the rest of the cards here, this is a very positive energy that you're in. And the 4 of Wands, I think, is that idea of timing, of earthly timing. When do I pull the thing out of the oven? Where it can be perfectly done, perfectly cooked. Not too much, not too little, right? Because you want to maximize your satisfaction here. Yeah, you want to get the most out of this that you can. Let's select our mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. This is a random card from the Smith-Waite Tarot. This is the factor infinite and unknown. And we're just going to set it down right over here with our tiny octopus friend, the 8 of Tentacles. We're not going to look at that card until the very end, but we'll tie everything together. And it will give us our confirmation at the end of the reading. If you have a prediction for that card, please put it in the comments down below. Let's do it together. Let's exercise our intuition. Yeah. Let's take a quick look around the room while we're here. We've got 3 major arcana energies. We've got the Sun, the Art, and of course, the Death card. So it's sort of like, in a way, we have the Sun here is sort of a rebirthing card, right? It's sort of the Sun represents that kind of birth that might be excuse me, almost choked on my own words. That might be a rebirth after this sort of process. In other words, with the Death card and the Sun card, I feel like this is an alchemical process for you, where you are trying to be in this pressure cooker in order to not necessarily rebirth or reinvent yourself, but to level up, but to transcend your circumstances. So there's a reason why you're here. There's a reason why you're in this pressure cooker. Okay, and I like to see the Death card and, of course, the card of life, the Sun card. Okay, and I feel that we then have the clarity of the Sun card, revealing to you exactly what to do in this situation to maximize your returns, maximize your reward, and then, of course, how that is able to push your life further into the future in your evolution. Okay, we're talking business, we're talking relationships, we're talking everything. We got the 9 of Cups. So we're talking every aspect of your life is going to benefit from this clarity, knowing when this situation is at its absolute peak, and when the fruit is ripe and you need to pick it, when the thing's in the oven, it's done, you need to pull it out, and continue move, and then let it go, right? And then with that Death card, it's kind of saying you're carving your own way forward here, right? You're at the cutting edge of your own life. And so with the Death card, it's very easy to say, okay, this is the only situation that matters in the whole vast universe right now. This is it. This is all that exists. Until it's done, you pull it out of the oven and then you move on. And then this gets, sort of left behind. Because this isn't a situation that you're going to stay in indefinitely. Okay, even that 4 of Wands is sort of saying, we know it's a temporary situation. This is a pressure cooker, high stakes, high pressure situation. You've got to know the exact right moment to sort of cash out of it, right? And I think the payoff's going to be a lot bigger than you imagine. I really, really do. These major arcana cards are very powerful energies. We have fire, got a little bit of water right in the middle because that's what it's all about. Okay, it's not about greed. It's not about hunger. It's not about anything like this. It's not about really anything material necessarily. It's about just your satisfaction, like you're feeling that, like, again, physically, financially, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, creatively, that you're doing what you need to do, that you're fulfilling your nature, that you are becoming the best version of yourself, that you are contributing to the world, and that you are following your dream and following your bliss and pursuing your happiness. Okay? And I don't know what the situation is. There's not a lot of court cards here, just the one. So I'm not sure what kind of situation you're in, but it feels like it is quite challenging. Not only do we have the pressure cooker, art, or temperance card, but we've got the Seven of Wands. Okay, so we've got we've got fire, we've got water, we've got this air here, and the air, I think, is the big focus, because there's more air than there is anything else. And of course we have our earth energy over here, which is saying once the fruit is ripe, you're going to harvest it. When the crop is perfect, that's when you know, the thing in the oven, right? Whatever analogy you want to use. It's all about timing here. And it's not divine timing, right? We don't have the Wheel of Fortune card. We have the card of earthly time. You've got to use your own watch here and figure out when to pull this thing out of the oven. When is it done? And of course the Sun card is the clarity that's going to give you that awareness. The Sun card is the success. The Sun card is the exact right moment that all of this is sort of harvested. Okay, this is a card of wealth and health. This is a card of success, achievement, pride. It's a card of clarity. It's a card of awareness. It's a card of enlightenment. Okay, so if we have this card of enlightenment and success and achievement and wealth and health, then there must be a situation where that is the desired outcome. You see? And I think that's what we have with this air energy. In this past position, we have the Prince of Swords. This is a double air energy. Now, we could be talking about an Aquarius person, and it might be a person with whom you sort of you feel like you have sort of an uphill battle with them. And I don't know if it's actually a person in your life. It could be a friend, family member, could be a coworker, could be the boss. It could represent this card. It could represent the situation itself that is not revealing all of its secrets to you. You know, it's this is the challenge itself, and it could be manifesting as another person that you are sort of working with, or it feels more like you're battling against them, though. Okay, and I don't know exactly who they are, where they are, or what they represent. This card is also a little bit about your uncertainty. It's a double air energy. It's kind of like we're of two minds of something, you know? And in the future position, we've got the Two of Swords. So it's kind of like, are we still of two minds of something? But I don't think that's what it indicates, because I think the Two of Swords is showing us that intellectually we may not have solved the problem, but it doesn't mean that we're not going to make the right choice, right? Because the Two of Swords is showing the lunar crescent at the top. It's showing that we follow our psychic energy, our intuition, because it's not something that we're going to be able to calculate and come to an intellectual answer. We're not going to be able to find a sort of a logical conclusion to this question, whatever the question is. And so we're realizing that we have to follow our gut, even, you know, our intuition here. It's kind of like the recipe says it's in the oven for 20 minutes, but I'm looking at it and I don't know, I'm feeling 19 minutes. I'm feeling maybe 21 minutes. Interesting, this is the Sun card is the 19th mystery of the tarot, so maybe 19 minutes is the way to go. Or maybe 19 is a significant significant number for you. But that's how we're figuring out when to take this out of the oven, when the fruit is the absolute ripest, when you need to sort of cash out of this situation and get the maximum payoff. Okay? And I don't know what it is that we're doing, honestly. There's not an abundance of earth cards. I feel like there's some financial payoff to this, but I don't know for sure. There's not even a lot of water, so I don't know that it's really about a relationship or, what we're getting most is the major arcana and the air energy, and that's our focus today. Okay? That you apply this to whatever situation you're in, whether it's personal and private or it's sort of, public or business or professional related, whatever it may be. The Four of Swords down at the bottom is, to me, it feels like this is that moment that you realize that you're not going to figure it out intellectually. Okay? This is when we make that effort to stop doing the math. You've done the math already. And that's probably given you a little bit of clarity, but not much, because when we're talking about human relationships, they're not math equations, It's not just that, okay, well, 1 + 1 = 2. And so I obviously know how that's going to go. It's a lot more nuanced. It's a lot more subtle and complex. It's a lot more ever-changing. 1 + 1 = 2 every time I punch it into the calculator. But you and this person, or you and this company, or you and this group, whatever it is, whatever this represents, it's an ever-changing and ever-evolving relationship. So it's impossible to really pin it down to any conclusions. And the sooner we realize that, the sooner we can start to sort of just feel our way. And it's I don't know, I like to cook, My wife, Lenore, she's over at Ula Tea Leaf Readings. She likes to cook too. And we're different when we're in the kitchen. I'm by the book. I'm going by the recipe. I'm trying to go exactly what the paper says, or the book or whatever. Got a few cookbooks. My wife, on the other hand, she doesn't want to measure anything. She doesn't want to really, she sort of looks at the recipe and says, oh, okay, I need flour and sugar and eggs and milk. Okay. Me, I've got to say, okay, I need exactly, 3/4 of a cup of this and a half a cup of this, and I'm measuring, and it's precise, Her food comes out better every time. Because there are variables, because there is that, the situation could be exactly the same. We could be cooking the same dish, and, I will go by the recipe, and maybe the one time I do it, it'll be good. The next time I do it, something didn't work right. There's just that element of chaos in everything. Even if the conditions are exactly the same, something's different. I'm different. The world is different. The universe is different, right? If I did the same recipe yesterday was different than today. Even if I'm using the same bag of sugar, the same measuring cups, the same utensils, the same bowl, the same oven. And I'm not the same either, right? So we realize that in everything we do, the calculations may be abstract theoretical certainties, but in practice here, it's not the same. Okay? And I think the sooner you realize that, the sooner you open yourself up to this higher awareness that's going to allow you to just feel things out. Yeah, you can get an idea what the recipe says, but then you sort of have to use your gut. And if it doesn't feel like you're using enough sugar or maybe too much flour, you can just feel it. Feel your way through the kitchen. Okay? So I think between my wife and I, it's good that we've got both. The very precise measurements, and then just the very sort of right brain, creative, I'm just going to put a bunch of stuff together. And I tell you, she cooks a better meal every time. Yeah, every time. It unlocks some sort of creativity, by sort of understanding the rules or understanding the instructions, but then relying more on your own creativity. And that's part of the art or temperance card. Trying to temper our intellectual precision in order to allow a little bit of that right brain, so to speak, a little bit of that creativity, a little bit of that soul to come out. That's why it's called the art card, right? It looks like we're in the kitchen. It looks like we got a little bit of this, a little bit of that, a little bit of following the instructions, and a whole lot of improvisation, a whole lot of spontaneity. Like, I know it's good. It's a little bit of cinnamon in there. That would be good. Using that sort of intuition, the gut feeling. You know what? I'm going to take it out of the oven. It's done. I can tell. I feel it. Well, the clock still says it has 4 minutes. Well, screw the clock, And so I feel like you're in some sort of a situation like this. This is the pressure cooker. It is a high-stakes environment for you. Maybe it's a work thing. Maybe it's something in school. Maybe you're trying to create something. Maybe it's an investment of some kind. I do feel like there's a financial payoff here somewhere. I feel like there's a connection to New York or the New York area. Someone's on a bus. Okay, I don't know what that has to do with anything. It might just be a confirmation. The choice before you is going to have a profound impact on your life. Okay? The choice of when to cash this out. When to say, this is as ripe as the situation will be. I've got to harvest it. I've got to cash it out or whatever and go and sort of leave this behind me. No regrets, right? That's sort of what we mean with the death card here. So let's talk about the path of the serpent. Okay? And as we do this, I would like to ask for your subscription. If you haven't subscribed yet, Leo, please do. It's totally free, doesn't cost anything, helps the channel. I have another channel, Dove and Serpent Bedtime Stories. All right? I try to do 1 or 2 stories a week, so go sub over there if you like that sort of thing. All right? They're very short stories, and it's just sort of fun to listen to. At the end of the day, I like to read those stories and record them sort of either early in the morning or late at night, Anyway, general energy becomes the 8 of Pentacles. Again, this is sort of about the delicacy of it, the delicateness. Trying to pull this thing out of the oven just right. Trying to take the apple off the tree at the perfect moment when it is the most ripe it can be. Wait any longer, it's going to be overripe. You take it off too soon, it's going to be sour or bitter or raw in the middle, And I think your general energy now is one where you need this to be the payoff that it can really be. It's like you're filling a water balloon, right? And you're trying to get that water balloon as big and as full as you can. But if you take it off the hose too soon, it's going to be a dinky little water balloon. You're going to have really left a lot of water balloon power, on the table. But if you fill it up too far, it's going to pop. It's going to splash you, right? We don't want that. So it is that, and I can feel a little bit of anxiety coming off of this, especially with the fire energy we got going up the top here. Okay. That you're trying to fill this thing up as much as you can without popping it, but without leaving a lot of extra that you sort of missing out on. Okay. Spirit's saying to keep an eye on your spending, but that if this situation is optimized, then it's kind of a big thing. Don't overspend it, right? Because there's this excitement that sort of takes place when you succeed. When you get that big water balloon and you filled it up, it's a huge water balloon, you're going to be so excited. You're going to be running to show everybody, and maybe you're going to drop it. Maybe your fingernail's going to pop it. It's going to get your necklace or something. It's going to splash on you. I know it's a silly analogy, but it's kind of like our overexcitement has a tendency to lead us into a blunder, So we have to stay this sort of four of swords, calm, breathe energy. Even when we get this really big, payoff, it's kind of like keep it close to you, keep it secure, keep it safe, don't overreact, don't flaunt it, don't show it off. Keep it safe, secure, hide it away, and walk calmly out of the building, because it's like it's not over yet, right? I mean, once you pluck the fruit, you pull the thing out of the oven, don't start dancing in the kitchen. No, you've got to very carefully set it down on the counter, back away from it slowly. Let it cool down. Don't be in a rush to cut it up and eat it. You got to let it rest, right? whether it's a cake or whatever. I don't know what you're cooking, and that's just it. I don't know what you're cooking, but you do. And it's a delicate thing. And we've got to be and I think you're aware of that. That's why the Eight of Pentacles is your general energy. This is something that you want more than anything else. Okay? And we've got to know the right moment to act, I guess, right? The right moment to act. And here we've got that Seven of Wands in the environment position. In some ways, this is about being patient. You're a very patient person, Eight of Pentacles. And you know how to just sit quietly, hands folded, not reacting. You know when it's the right time to act. You can invoke your patience when you need to. And I don't know if this is someone, I don't want to throw Aquarius under the bus, but it feels like they might be an Aquarius person. I don't know if they have sort of done something against you, if they've acted against you, or if they've sort of put you in this pressure cooker situation. Because I feel that there is a connection here between these two. Okay? That there is this feeling that you are up against a very difficult opponent, right? The Seven of Wands is sort of the feeling that the odds are against me. But you are invoking your patience, your cool and collected. Yeah? And you know that when the time is right for you to act, you will act, and you will act as a Leo does, So it's kind of like, even if this person is being inconsiderate, if they're being harsh, if they're sort of instigating things with you, you are not engaging. You are staying sort of calm. It's someone around you is saying, hey, take it out of the oven, quick, it's going to burn, quick. And you're like, no, I'm not gonna be provoked. That's the word I'm looking for, provoked. You're not going to be provoked by this energy. Okay? Spirit is saying that this might involve some kind of relocation for you, because I do feel that you're sort of moving out of this situation when it's over. And I don't know what that means, if this is a job thing, a school thing, if this is literally you're buying or selling a house or some property or something like this. The payoff is going to be big. Don't let anybody sort of push you or lead you to anxiety or sort of, hound you to make a decision before the time is ripe. Okay? Very important, because I feel like somebody is sort of instigating things, or someone is trying to create a lot of anxiety, and you're just trying to maintain this very calm, cool, collected balance, patience, And, of course, we've got the Four of Wands. Four of Wands in this position is the difficulty, the obstacle, right? When we're over here, this is the card in this position that we don't want. Okay? When we're over here, we don't want human timetables, right? I don't want to have to know when it's time. I don't want to have to use my intuition or my gut. I want my watch to tell me, okay, it's been 4 minutes, I'm going to take it out. I want something else to be able to confirm that it's time. When we're over here on the path of the serpent, we realize that what we need is sort of our own decision of when to wrap something up, when it's been enough, right? Over here, we want something else to sort of decide. We want kind of like, we want a big, huge billboard, a neon sign flashing from the heavens saying, okay, now it's time. Okay, good. Because what our obstacle is that I've got to decide. And I could be wrong. And yeah, I'm trying to be calm, cool, collected, patient. But what if I'm wrong? What if I make the wrong decision? What if I pull it out of the oven too soon, or I leave it in too, whatever it is, right? What if I overcook, undercook, straight to jail, right? Parks and Rec reference. I led Fred Armisen. Wonderful. That episode, that was the that was the best episode ever. Anyway. The Four of Wands is the understanding that something is temporary. It's the understanding that it is up to you and your sense of timing. It's not the Wheel of Fortune. It's not the divine timing. It's not Spirit coming in and saying, now's the time. No, it's you. You've got to decide when to wrap this up, when to pull the plug, when to cash out, when to leave the situation, when to sort of get out through the back door or whatever, right? This is a card of completion, of conclusion. And it's saying that this pressure cooker situation that you're in now, it's there for a reason. You're in there for a reason. You've got to know when to decide, I guess, that it's over and it's time to move on. Okay? And that's, of course, that's the difficulty. The Death card at the end is the card of transformation. It is the card of letting something go to make room for something else. To me, this kind of looks like somebody who's kind of dancing away with their winnings, And it's someone that's kind of doing the little dance, where you jump up and click your heels together. I don't know what that's called, but it sort of feels like this is that. And your back is to this situation, that you're sort of skipping off into the sunset very happily, right? Even though it is the Death card. But the Death card is slow and steady change. It's the idea that time is going to continue moving forward. And so we have to sort of know when the right moment to sort of jump off the train or to hop on board for something. Or it's just like it's going to just keep going. It's not going to stop. Life isn't going to stop for us to figure it out. We've got to catch it as it's going, right? And I can't help but think of Back to the Future when they got that big hook on the back of the DeLorean, right? And they've got to time the lightning strike with whenever he's going to pass underneath that power line, and it's going to hook the power line, and it's just all this. And it's just time is going. The clock is ticking, and there's no stopping the clock. We've got to be able to adapt, and we've got to be able to run our plays and make our decisions, in real time. We can't there's no timeouts. But this is a situation, I think, that you're going to have in your rearview mirror. And you're going to be very happy it's behind you, but you're going to be driving away with all the money, That you're going to be, it's going to be as successful as it could possibly be for you. And it's going to open up a lot of, I think, new doorways for you, new opportunities. You're right at the cutting edge of your life, okay? You're doing really big, bold moves in life right now. I think you have no idea how big this payoff is going to be. Just back to the Nine of Cups here. You're doing something that it's big. It's something that I really feel it's going to change your life forever. The implications of this are huge because it is life-changing sort of, in a way it's sort of life and death decisions here. And you're going after the gold. You're going after the big, big, big one. Right? All levels of your being, physical, financial, mental, emotional, spiritual, creative, all of those levels are going to be affected by this situation. And I think you're going to be further fulfilled by this situation. Oh, this is big. I don't know what you're doing, but it's big. Yeah. Let's look at the mystery card. I almost forgot about the mystery card. Let's see. I want pentacles, right? I want, we've got an 8 of pentacles here. I want either a 9 or a 10, right? I think it's financial. It feels financial, or it feels like literally some sort of product or something, right? It does, I'm still, feeling pulling the cake out of the oven kind of thing. So I bet it's pentacles. I bet it's going to be either a 6, a 9, or a 10. Yeah. If you have a prediction, put it in the comments. Let's see what we have. A 10 of Cups. Wow. Wow. That is good. That is the happily ever after. We're talking about the dream that keeps on dreaming. Well, this is that dream coming true. It's physical and financial, yes, but it's so much, it's everything else too. This is your dream come true, right? And I think that this was a really big risk, a really big, like, Hail Mary shot in the dark. This is the big, big, big one, and it's working. It's paying off. It's going to be bigger than you imagined. You've got your pets, your plants, your people are here, and you're giving thanks. There's a gratitude. There's the realization that this was the biggest risk you've ever taken and the biggest reward. This is the biggest dream you've ever dreamed. And it's happening. It's coming true. Yeah, I love this. We're going to do an extended reading too. If you want to stick around, there's a link up top. There's one down below. New readings for Leo are on Tuesdays and Saturdays. Be sure to watch both readings. They're both very important for you. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please do. It's totally free. Subscribe to Dove and Serpent Bedtime Stories. Subscribe to my wife's channel, Ula, Tea Leaf Readings. She does tea leaf divinations for your zodiac sign. All right. Leave a comment. Let me know where in the world you're watching from. I want you to know that you're the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you and I love you, and we're all in this together.